And we're live. I'm here. I'm here. I'm back. It's been a hot minute. Let me go. Where am I? Am I here? There we go. That's me. We're gonna do that. We're gonna stick with that. We're gonna do that for now until we get some people wanting readings. Hello, Lori Sue, Craig and Clamped. Lori Sue. I want to say Mary Sue, but that's wrong. Oh, that's bad. Um, but yeah, it's been too long. I missed you all too. I say to an empty room. I mean, it is Tuesday, so I'm not really expecting many. I always go live not expecting much, but yeah. I also wanted to come on here to give some updates, but I'm gonna wait. Do some updates. Yap about some stuff with the current tarot world, or the current state of how things are. Maybe I feel, I don't know. And then there's yeah, just to see what's up and to do some readings as well. Yeah. I don't know if I need a banner up. Did they change my color? They changed my shit. Hold on here. Hold on. Okay. Hold on here. Give me a second here. What is this? Please. Right. First of all, should be this. Second of all, it should be this color, right? Right? Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Ooh, default font. Oh, I gotta pay for that. Boring. Well, I don't really like some of the fonts on there. Okay. Enough of that. Oh gosh. I was like, why the hell is it not the dark red that I like for my for my stuff? Let's see who pulls up. Let's see who posts up. Oh, right. I was also gonna do. I will be right back. Hello, Lori Sue. Getting kind of Hollywood with the mic there. I mean, I mean, it's a cramped space that I'm in right now. It doesn't. I mean, it kind of doesn't really look that way, but it's yeah, it's my big ass mic. I might find a different stand for it or something, or figure something else out with how I have it set up, because I'm not really a big fan of how it looks. I'm not a big fan of of this as like my little streaming work area. I kind of want to move this maybe to where it is. It's in like a weird little cubby area, and I don't like the closed offness of it all. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. But anyways, hello, Lori Sue. Oh, thank you. I think I'm gonna be able to upload more videos, I think, with what my current schedule is like. I think. Hello, light blue. I will see, because I think that's what you're gonna really see for like maybe the rest of the year. I think you're gonna see just the videos from me, seeing how my schedule works, or maybe I just need to get it's just a lot of changes right now. How's it going? Light blue, it's going. It's going. It's rough. It's rough out there. What can I say? Well, no, I have it pretty good, actually. Seeing how rough it is going on out there, and what I've kind of accomplished over the past few months. I mean, major things. You have a query. Who are you calling queer? Where? Queer where? I'm just kidding. Ready for what? For what? A question, or for a reading or something, or for a topic of discussion? Also, how's the audio? How's everything going so far? I mean, I'm not in my normal place. I moved my whole streaming setup over here, so and again, there's big changes is all I'm gonna say. Big changes, and yeah, I have a lot of walkthroughs also lined up to upload. So if there's there's 3 uploading right now, and there's a few already uploaded. I'm also doing a giveaway on my for a copy of the Mindscapes Tarot. I have an extra one to give away, so if you guys want to check out that one, it's at the end of the video. It's like buried in there, and I know it's an hour-long video, but it's there. But and I was like, once like 20 people submit, I'll do a drawing. But anyways, I've had this piano gig since July. Read the tarot. What might the cards say for the next 6 months or so? Oh, girl, let's see. Let's see. What are we gonna use? But what will I wear? Let's see. I want to use maybe her. You know what? We are going to use her. I have the Verdance Tarot, but I want to kind of at least maybe try giving the guidebook a read through just a little bit, just so I could get the vibe of the deck. But we're gonna use the Shadowscapes for this one. So is it like a career thing for the next 6 months on your piano work, I'm assuming? I might change the background. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can change this up here. The lighting. I don't like the glare. Maybe I can go. No. Right, and then, oh, that is bright, but I don't want it. I want it like kind of, right? How's that? Is that a little better? Is that better, y'all? I think so. I don't know. Not a career, just something I enjoy doing. Okay. Feeling a need for another group. Okay, feeling a need for another group. That's an interesting way to put it. Is it like part of like a little band or something? Right, I would assume. Right? Right? Yeah, it's not a solo gig, right? Are you working with other musicians? Classically trained pianist. What's the social media? Where's the links? I was like, I wish a part of me is like, maybe I could have been musically trained. I love listening to music. To actually do it, I'm like, that takes determination. And I'm like, I just invested that time and effort into tarot. Okay, this will be the last shuffle because y'all know how I get. Y'all know how I get in there. In these, I can shuffle for days. At this point, it's just a fidget toy sometimes. Okay, let's see. Ooh, the Two of Swords. Decisions. You're weighing your options, or yeah. What are you questioning? What is it that you're that's being brought into question here? The Nine of Swords. And we have the Lovers. So I think this might be probably issues with your own anxiety around this hobby, I would say. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant reverse. Let me move these up a bit. So yeah, with the Two of Swords, I don't like this wire being here. I'm going to adjust, maybe, hopefully, if I can. Changing things. Adjusting things. There we go. Maybe that will help it somehow, maybe. I don't know. It's a little tight. I don't like how it changed the angle. Right? Unprofessional. Okay, here we go. That should be fine. Hopefully it doesn't put too much strain on it. But here we have the Two of Swords. Again, it's that something's weighing on your mind. Something's weighing on your mind that you're not necessarily sharing here. Maybe, or maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but yeah. And the Nine of Swords reverse, again, it's giving me anxiety, it's giving me stress, it's giving worry. Yeah, I'm not, we don't like the Nine of Swords, especially reversed. And so it's sort of like a question is going to be confronted to you and you're not going to really be sure if this should be even the path that you have to take, something like that, something along those lines of the stress of having to make a hard decision. But I think it might be the Nine of Swords reverse is kind of indicating you might be making more of it than what it is. And then we have the Lovers, though, very airy energy here. And especially with the Nine of Swords being a card of Gemini for the Lovers, something there. I don't know. I know. Anyways, and so with the Lovers, we have I'm overqualified for this group, but still enjoy it all. I mean, isn't the point to enjoy making the art or enjoy creating the art and practicing the art of music playing, right? I mean, or what is it that seems to be the issue, if anything? Because I mean, it seems so far that the only problems that would be coming up for the next 6 months would be probably your own overthinking and misunderstandings, perhaps, or focusing on something. There's the Two of Swords is about weighing options and choices and decision making and all that. And then we have the Hierophant reversed. What would your teacher say? Do you take into consideration the perspective of the people that came before you, the experts and again, like I said, your teachers that have taught you how to play piano? What would their perspectives be on your on the work you're doing with your piano playing? You know, what would their thoughts be? Yeah. At the end of the day, as long as you're enjoying it. I think that's all that matters, because I think at the end it's still going to be pretty beneficial. The Lovers, I think, is a really good card to show the collaborativeness, the cooperation of the group that you're with. But yeah, that's what I see there with the cards. If that gave any answers, I'm not sure. I'm like, not my best reading, but I've had worse. You're welcome, Lori Sue. Okay, so anyways, how has everyone been doing? Let me finish my Sprite. Because let me tell you, it has been a rough year. Okay. Like, I think I may have just made a connection in terms of quality of product here. I think the second edition Marielle is the exact same quality, like printing cardstock format of the Llewellyn Shadowscapes Tarot. I don't even know if they changed the format again on the Shadowscapes, but this one, which I got back in, oh gosh, several years ago now. But this one might be a different cardstock now. I don't know, because I know US Games changed their cardstock on their Rider-Waite-Smith. Anyways, I'm yapping now. So, what now? I guess I could yap about what's currently going on with me as a little update. For one, got a job. For two, continuing classes. I wish I was doing better in my classes, but no. Well, I'm like, I could do better. The school isn't, the semester isn't over yet, or the quarter. Is it not semester? Quarter? I can't remember how my school does it, but they said we changed it. But anyways, it's a different world out there now. It's weird for me, because being a shut-in for almost like since 2016, I'm gonna say. No, like, yeah, about 2016. Since then, being a shut-in and then not going out and really doing much with myself, I finally now at near the ripe age of 30. Well, I'm 29, but still, for not much longer, I said, let's go to college. I think it's time now. Let's learn how to drive. Let's get a driver's license. Okay. And then I also said, let's also look for a job. Well, no, I shouldn't say it like that. I've looked for work and I've applied to jobs, like, for as long as I could remember. I think there were moments where I just kind of stopped and gave up for a hot minute. And then now where there's I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did. I don't know how I got it, but I got a job. Okay. I don't know how I got this damn job, but I just did. And hearing how people talk about looking for work and trying to find a job these days, at least here in California, some people apply to hundreds of jobs and for months, and they'll finally find one job that will take them, and it's just wild. I could never. I was like, I tried, I did it a bit, and then I stopped applying for jobs, I should say. I did like more tarot stuff, and I studied more tarot stuff, and then I said, okay, if we really want to refine what we're doing, then we got to actually get some training and actually do some studying and actual like credentials here. Let's get some credentials here. And so I said, let's go to college and actually do better with college and do good with education. But now, as I see now, I was like, okay, let's also find a way to make money as well, because I'm not very I'm not on the ball with pushing my tarot work. That being said, that's kind of figured itself out in some way somehow. Now that I'm here, I'm no longer in Bakersfield. I'm now kind of staying in Morro Bay, so I'm like, it's like the California, like when anybody outside of California thinks of California, they're going to think of the beach essentially. And Los Angeles and Hollywood, and Morro Bay is essentially just the beach. It's a coastal town, and so it's very relaxing. It's obviously much better than Bakersfield, but it is also much more expensive. So I was like, it's time to actually. That being said, though, what I would do for work is I would do Uber Eats, and I am of two minds to make a whole dedicated video as to my experience as working for Uber Eats as an Uber delivery driver, and discuss what it's like to actually deliver and all that, because you have one way of doing it, and nobody goes into the intricacies and how difficult it is, really, of how difficult of a job it is. And in Kern County, where I would usually work, in Bakersfield, where I would usually do deliveries, I mean, I would get okay money, like tips, honestly, and it's gig work, and it would be like on average, it'd be like maybe like $8 on average, I'd want to say, per delivery, if people tipped, and here it's much more than that. The deliveries cost more, and so I get a little bit more money here, but that's besides the point. I want to do a video discussing that, but again, that's like way off topic for my channel. But a few people have, like, in person, have asked me, like, oh, how do you like it? Is it good money? And I'm like, it's okay. I feel like we could do better. And Uber has its own issues and problems as a huge company. It's not. There's issues with it. I will say, but it's helped me gain experience and also learn how to drive. But now I've got a job at I'm still like finishing up signing the paperwork. And so I also so it's going to be a few more weeks before I start, I think, and then I'm going to start training. It's just like, I believe it's part-time, full-time job. I think part-time, I believe. It should be I believe. And it won't be much. So I'm hoping, okay, I'm going to be doing work, and then I'll also be doing my tarot hobby, and also going to school, and also doing Uber Eats. Like, we'll see how I can juggle all four. And so I'm like, I hope that I don't neglect this and I keep this up, this live streaming stuff. But then I also hope that I can also do more in-person tarot stuff, which is what I'm doing, which promo, if you guys are in not promo, like a promotion, like promoting or something, or no, I'm confusing the word promo with sponsorship. No, but to promote and to let people know, I'm going to be at the Connect with Cards or something. Yeah, there's a Connect with Cards, and then there's the Central Coast Tarot Club meetup that I'm going to be at on next week, I believe, on the 26th. And that's going to be, I'm really excited for that. So yeah, and then there's a Connect with Cards, which is like a singles mixer, speed dating type thing, and there's also tarot readers there that will help people get readings in person there. And I did one. I think I believe I posted it on my Instagram, and so that's going on this week. That the mixers thing is going on the 29th. So I don't know. I mean, with my channel, it's more global here. That my viewership is a little bit more widespread. But if anybody watching this finds themselves in San Luis Obispo and wants something to do on the 26th or the 29th, there you go. There's some things there for you to do. But yeah, that's what I'm doing more of that. I'm doing more events. I want to email places here and contact people here to see where I can offer readings and do readings in person now here that I can. I gotta also get more stuff for setting up my tarot table for readings. But yeah, we'll see. Hello, Latoya. Who's wanting to come back towards me? Possible zodiac signs. I'm like, well, who'd you leave? Who'd you leave behind? Also, I don't think you guys understand the rules of the Guess the Numbers game. I think people just think they can just put a number and they'll be like, I'll get the reading. And I'm like, it's a game. I will announce when I'm doing the Guess the Numbers game. I'm like, it's not like that. It's for when there's a lot of people wanting readings, and I don't know if there's a lot of people that want readings right now, because right now I'm just doing like a yap. But Latoya, you're lucky. There's not that many people asking for readings, so you don't have to guess a number. So we can get more in depth here, Latoya. What do you mean? Who's wanting to come back towards me? Are you wanting an old friend to come back, an ex-lover, an enemy? Old grudges that need to be finished off? You're welcome, Latoya. We need to get a little more specific here, though, Latoya. Who's wanting to come back towards me? Possible zodiac signs. I'm like, usually the people that want to come to reconnect with you, they'll usually message you by then. If they want to, they'll do it. No, that being said, I take that back. I scratch that. I'm sorry. That's my first initial thought. My first initial thought is to be like, yeah, of course, of course. Like if they want to, they'll message you. But then on the other hand, I'm like that, but not. Or I'll be like, oh, I think I need to message that person actually, or I should see how they're doing, and I never do. And I say I'll do it later. I don't, and I just never do it. No, I don't want to do this one. This isn't the right one. This isn't it. This is not it. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second here, Latoya. I got you, girl. Don't worry. I gotta go through my decks here. I've got the storage situation is a mess. Here we go. We're using her. It is the season. Tis the season. I need to fix some of these up. I have a box situation going on. 'Tis the season, so let's see what they have for you. God, this really is a good deck. The tarot babies are not ready. The tarot babies are not ready. I did one tarot meetup. I don't know if I said this in a previous live stream. I'm not sure, but I did one previous tarot meetup, and they were reading through the rules, and they were like, of like things to bring, things that you can bring in. They're like, please try and bring only 4 to 5 decks, I think they said, and I was like, oh, okay, fine. Lo and behold, I show up with my 4 to 5 decks and my little journal with spreads in it just in case, and my little stuff to have it set up. And lo and behold, other divas, other tarot divas are fully pulling out tubs full of decks, and I'm like, I should have broken the rules. I was like, I was hindered. But also, I did really good readings though. At the end of the day, with that one, I really enjoyed the Shindig mixers tarot readings that I did in the end. Even though I could have been at my full potential with more decks that I wanted to bring. But anyways, let's see. Back to you, Latoya. Possible zodiac signs. We're gonna see what zodiac signs are. Or wait, and also let me let's see here. We're gonna do this one. We're gonna see. Are there any that like you're worried about, Latoya? Are there any that like you're looking forward to? What are your signs? What zodiac signs do you prefer? What zodiac signs do you get along with more or worse? Ooh. Girl. Latoya, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. I trust it's not that bad. I promise. Albeit these are pretty negative cards. It kind of indicates like, let things lie. You know, it's things are, let the dead rest. You know, don't bring up old things again. Sometimes and that's kind of the point of this time of year. You know, it's about things returning to the earth, sleeping, resting, and you know, it's kind of like a pseudo half death, you know. So yeah, it's giving a, you know, I don't think anybody's coming. You know, I think if it's like, who wants to come back to you, it doesn't seem like anybody here, and anybody that is, probably you're not really going to want to communicate with, Latoya. And so I think it's time to move forward, switch perspectives. I think you should, I think more questions you should ask is, how can I bring in new people in the coming years, in the coming days or weeks or months, whatever have you. And how do I you know, take action in that, or you know, shift from this to something new. And I think here with the 7 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, it's kind of saying sometimes you just got to wait. You know, you just have to wait. Now is not the time. I think that's what it's saying. Now, because you are asking for zodiac signs, and I feel a need to give what you ask for. The only zodiac signs that are the only zodiac signs that are connected to these cards would be Scorpio for the 5 of Cups, Gemini for the 10 of Swords, Capricorn for the 2 of Pentacles, and Virgo for the 7 of Pentacles. So yeah. In what way? What do you mean? Like what they are? Like this is the I mean you can I hope you can read what they say, the Five of Cups. Or do you mean like what deck is this that I read from? Also, I don't like that my little mouse is in frame. I don't like that. It's a little unprofessional to me. I want to. What do you mean? I'm like, if we're taking the question directly of to like what zodiac signs want to come back, then these would be the associated ones. Probably the Scorpios, someone with Scorpio placements, the Ten of Swords, which is Gemini, some Gemini placements, and Capricorn placement. It's very not specific, so it could be anyone. Like, and that makes it too general, I think. But so I was like, in terms of like readings, also seeing how you're a Libra, I don't really see how any of these would really vibe well with you, except maybe the Gemini. But even then, if the Gemini is connecting with a card like this, I'm like, do you really want that? You know, are you ready to confront this type of energy here? You know, you're like, yes, there's a Gemini that I do need to, unless there's some grief or mourning, grief work that you have to do, or that you feel like you've been neglecting, perhaps, maybe, I don't know. Hello, Justine. Another one, like four. No, that's not how this works. There's not that many people asking for a reading, so the guess the numbers game isn't going on right now. So yeah, and I think this one, so I said also Latoya, this was Virgo, and being how I think this is more focused on you, even though you're a Libra, I think this maybe not be referring to a person, as someone else, a different person that's a Virgo or something. But yeah. So I'm like, let me know. We'll do a little test here. But so far it says, I don't think you're really going to get anything. The cards images themselves are saying that. Astrological correspondences say if anybody does connect with you, it's going to be a Scorpio or a Gemini or a Capricorn. So that's what I see there. And here we go. Another Justine asking though, will Nicholas text me back? Who is Nicholas to you? Who's Nicholas? Also, love the what's it? Oh my gosh, the flower from Cuphead. He was such a fun little boss to fight. I'm like, sure, I have nothing better to do, Latoya. An old flame, but we're not in contact anymore. Okay, so you guys, so to be clear, then you guys were in a relationship. Yes, correct. Shit, this isn't the right one. This isn't the deck for this question. You're welcome, Latoya. Let me see. Let's see here. What are we gonna use for this? What are we gonna use? I think we're gonna keep it classy. You weren't actually together. So you want to talk about it? You want to get into it? Latoya. I don't think you got to worry about that. Latoya, don't stress about that. See, by doing this, Latoya, you have to consider it this way. By asking that if Tay is spying on you, you yourself are attempting to spy on him. by asking this reading, which again, with my opinions on the tarot aside, you know, it's just the ethics of like being able to use that, you know. There's a lot going on. Justine and Latoya, y'all doing a lot here. So, Justine, back to you though. Let's focus on Justine here. We're gonna get into that, Latoya. We're gonna talk about that, Latoya. Okay. But Justine, you weren't actually together, but you are still interested in him. So what was the extent of your relationship? How well did you guys know each other? Oh, I will, but I'm just like I'll read the cards for you, Latoya. I'm gonna do the same reading for you and your son's father, and I'm gonna do the same one with Justine right now with her reading. For some reason, it's okay. So I wanted to use this pretty general. I'm thinking, yeah, let's keep it there, but I don't think. I'm so sorry, Justine. I'm like, I want to find the right deck, and I think it's going to be this one. Hello, JM. Welcome back. Lost it in 2017. That is forever ago. That, you know, welcome back. Hello. I'm like, it's been so long, I may not remember who you are. So for you, Justine, I want to use the Marielle for some reason. Don't ask me why. This deck is crazy. It may get too deep, but I want to examine what they are. Okay, so you felt like you were soulmates or something. That is your own personal feelings, though. And soulmates to me is it can be a very toxic, unhealthy attachment. You could be mistaking affection and love for what is known as cathexis when you think of this person as a possible soulmate. And I don't want to speak for your own experiences, but I'm just that's where it's feeling, you know. What was your day-to-day interactions with Nicholas? I don't know, it's like I'm the tarot reader, you should be the one asking me questions, but it matters. It gives more clarity. Mostly online, but we met in person a handful of times. Okay. So why haven't you met in person more often then? You know, was it just a distance thing? Like you guys lived pretty far away from each other then? Let's see. I'm going to try and make some space here. Making space. Holding space. Holding space. He stopped talking to me. We had some disagreements, but I wanted to take it out. I'm like, yeah, that happens. Or, oh, you mean talk it out? But still, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's understandable. But to go to the extreme of soulmates, I think the term soulmates kind of puts a lot of pressure and a lot of kind of slightly puts this person on a pedestal. But you saying you wanted to talk it out, like I guess that makes a little sense. But yeah. So what was your? Well, no, I think we'll leave it at that. How bad were these disagreements that he decided to stop? You know, contacting you, talking with you, and engaging with you. You know, I mean, it doesn't seem like. Yeah. Let's see. So I'm going to do a relationship spread. We're going to examine your heart and mind, and we're going to examine his heart and mind, and then we're going to see the combination of the two of the relationship. We're going to examine the relationship between you two and the potential outcome. Just as like a relationship analysis, just to see what's going on there, you know? To see how he feels, how he's processing things a bit, and how you feel, and how you're processing things. And yeah. For some reason, the Marielda wanted to play. I don't know why. My brain was saying this one. For this question, this one. Which I'm like, a weird question to want to try and pull this one out on. But let's try it. This should be good. Enough shuffling now. Enough yapping and enough shuffling. Queen of Swords. This is your heart, I believe. Yes, we start with the heart. And then your mind. Six of Cups. Interesting. We have this. Sometimes we'll get this dynamic of a very emotional heart. Like this card would be perfect in the heart part, and this would be perfect for the mind part. It seems that you're really the head and the heart are kind of not being, they're not playing well, essentially. I think when one needs to have their turn, the other isn't giving them the time of day. And I think you really got to examine these two. I think you got to find a way to perhaps maybe somehow switch these two, talk these out. Do you know anyone you can trust that you can discuss these feelings with? You know, that's not a random tarot reader that you found online. Okay, so this is then his heart, the Three of Swords. These are some pretty big disagreements for him. His mind. Oh, the Fool. Liberated. Free. I like, there's a similarity between the two, though. It meant that, at least in the mind here. There's like, here we see this angel rising up from the waters. And so we could assume that something deep within is welling up. I think this focus on Nicholas may be drawn to or attached to or tied to something more. There's something more going on there than just what's going on with this attraction to Nicholas, you know? Right? Is his name Nicholas? Watch that not even be his name. Yeah, Nicholas. So, will he text you back? I don't think so. Just based off of these two cards, doesn't look good, babes. It doesn't look good. Let's see. Foundation of the relationship. The Ace of Discs. Reversed. Again, like I said, something deeper is going on here. Something within that's being overlooked. This may be something that you guys weren't ready to confront, or maybe something at the very source of this relationship just doesn't seem right. Yeah, more a misunderstanding. Yeah, and that happens, but I mean, maybe he probably took it wrong. Maybe he probably took it that, and he probably processed it differently than you did. And again, that's in a way that maybe you didn't anticipate or you didn't think he would, perhaps. The advice, the Nine of Wands reversed. Interesting. Hello, Sweeta Franglish. Hello, Sweeta. You can, after I'm done with Justine, I'm almost done with Justine's reading. I asked like I'm not going to, like I have anything better to do. So we have the Nine of Wands here, and here we see this is about one's power and strength and drive, that fuel that gets you going to finish what you want. Why is so much focus and effort being put into this person? How important is he? Justine, it's a man. A man. Girl, you can do better. Because, I mean, if his mind is the fool, potential outcome, the Ten of Cups. I think once you process, I think there's a lot of emotions that you got to process through. I think you need to really re-examine your approaches to relationship, because again, this reads to me like cathexis, not a soulmate, which that's usually the term when I see the average person come by and ask for a reading and say this person was my soulmate. After only a few, not a few, after only online discussions and then a few in-person meetups, girl, as an outsider looking in, it ain't that deep. I think you're gonna really. May I ask how old you are? That is true. And that's not. And that right there is the key there. Those similarities, you're gonna find that in a lot of people. You're gonna find that in many, 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 many people. But at the end of the day, similarities aren't gonna mean that you interact and connect well. This shows. I'm going to show, like, let's look at the comparison between the two. Although your hearts may be similar with these swords cards here, his heart is more like the dove here, and yours is more of a raven. Different people, and you need those differences. So that's where I think my personal advice as to where I come from is I look for the flaws in people, rather than like, oh my gosh, we're the same like this. I'm like, that's cool. But that's cool. Where do you disagree with me? And that's where I come through with that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It is logical. I'm just keeping things grounded. And I think as you go through this and you process this, you're gonna also see here. Look, we have the Ace of Discs reverse, but the 10 of Discs growth. So you may be focusing so much on this Nicholas. For a Nick. And then, but I think over time, you're going to grow and you're going to develop and really come into who you truly are. That being said, like I said, Justine, I don't know how old you are. I don't know how, but I mean, if you're young, that's a lot of development. But also, it goes with old age too. So I don't know. Because yeah, I mean, even then, it's like people will still find their true fulfillment, their true final self, far into old age. So yeah, if that makes sense. But so the outcome is, this may not be a good relationship for you to put more effort into, but I think over time you'll learn to find the right people to emotionally invest in, because this shows quite a bit of love that you have to give, and yeah, and you'll find that person that's able to work through disagreements healthily, but yeah, every person's different. You'll find someone else. Just saying. Nicholas, probably white. Just think you can do better. Well, not that you can do better per se, but more so, I think, there is alternatives that doesn't sum up to you're just gonna have to settle, or look, he's way better. No, try not to pit other people against people that you've made connections with in the past. Hello, Carrie Ann Nixon. Already red flags. Watergate. Girl, okay. First of all, it seems like we have a lot of people here. Who all wants readings? I see quite a few people stopping at, like, I think we just did Justine. Thank you, Justine, by the way. You're welcome. We have Crystal, and then Sweeta, Latoya, and then Mr. Smiler. That's very Mr. Smiler's creeping me out. That's creepy. It's creepy. It's giving smile. It's giving smile. It's giving happy death day. It's giving horror movie. It is the season. And then Suki loves, I think. Who else? There was someone else. I think J M. I'm not sure. J M just is like, I found your channel. I'm like, whoa, you know. But I think we have quite a few people. Latoya, you're losing your spot. You already got a reading, Latoya. If the cards want to give you a reading, we're gonna have to now we do the guess the numbers game. I will tell you when to go live. 'Tis the season to be jolly. No, that's a few more months away, I think. That's not how this works, Latoya. You're in my channel now. You don't make the rules. I do. You want to make rules, you can try that in other people's channels. But here, we're playing the guess the numbers game, and you already got a reading, and you're going to be put into the pool. And promise me, if you play the guess the numbers game, you may actually get the... That's horrible grammar. You may be the one to actually win. Usually it turns out the person that's already gotten readings tends to get readings as well. Or it's usually like the first person that comes in mid guess the numbers game just tosses in a number to guess, and they'll get it correctly. So it's a hit or miss. It's a really interesting thing to know. I'll have to record. And also the cards that people guess on tend to be in line with their readings as well. Okay, I got the card. When I put up the banner, you guys can guess as many times as you want. Just don't spam. Actually try and guess what number the card is. It's going to be between 0 to, I believe 21, I believe. Let me see here. I should have it. Yeah, right there. And you can guess as many times as you want. In the chat, put it in the chat, and whoever guesses, the first person to guess it correctly wins, right? I said that weirdly. No, not 14. And you can guess as many times as you want, but really try to connect to the card. It's cool. You just had me waiting for nothing. I'll pass though. Do you realize, Latoya, that like 4 other people came in wanting readings as well? You know, that's just how it is. That's just how I'm doing it, you know. And it's a free reading, Latoya. If it was really that important, you can donate. If you don't want to do the guess the numbers game, you can donate or to my super chat, you know. Oh, sweet, I got it. Oh, wait, let me show it here. The Empress, 3. I'm like, I would have answered it. Latoya. But still, okay, so I want to call you Sawidi, but Sweeta. What's your question? Let me find it. Yeah, what's coming to you for love? What's coming for me in love? What's coming for you in love? Well, you have the Empress, which makes sense. She is the embodiment of love itself, ruled by Venus. What? I'm good. It's lots more not being smart. What? Y'all have a good night. All right. Good night. Good night, Latoya. Good night. Wait. Well, here it's like 3 p.m. All right, Latoya. Okay, so what's coming for Sweetie in love? Let's keep it like that. Also, your icon looks familiar. Have you been on my channel before, Sweeta? Let's see what's coming for love. Let's see. What are we going to use? I hate how my decks are set up here. Way too disorganized. But I'm not going to take the time right now. I'm not going to take the time to reorganize what I should be. What are we going to use? What are we going to use? I think we're going to stick with this one. We're sticking with the Bohemian Gothic Tarot. Oh, it's your first. Okay. Your icon looks familiar. That's why. But mind you, I like my upload and activity on here has been sporadic. So I mean, I forget half the people that stream through here. I'm like, who? I'm like, wait, what? It's been so long. I'm not consistent with my upload schedule, but hopefully, I'm thinking that once I'm like, I don't have like, I'm more on a set schedule. I think I'll be able to really be like, okay, I can fit in a live stream now. I can fit in this between school and work. You know, I want to on my actual time off. I can do this. You know, I think that's what it is. But it's like there's a lot of like stuff that I want to do pre-work. Anyways, I'm getting off top. I'm getting off the subject. So, Sweeta, what have you been in a relationship? Have you know how are you in a relationship? Did you just get out of a relationship, or are you in that realm as well? And also, we are talking, you know, romantic relationships, nothing like, because again, there is many forms of love, agape and platonic and familial love. So it's like you got to be a little clear as to like what type of love you're looking for, what type of love you're trying to bring in, because you can be very general and be like the universal love of agape, you know, or no, I need my back cracked, you know, that type of love, you know. I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking. Hello, Faith. Let's see. We have quite a few people here that want readings. I don't know how many all are waiting for readings as well. But I'm like, we're gonna do another guess the numbers game depending on how many people want readings. So yeah. Was engaged since 8 months. Was not anymore. What happened? Do you want to get into it? Or are you saying you've been engaged for the past 8 months, right? Or you were engaged 8 months ago, but not anymore? Can you clarify? Now I'm focusing on my healing. Good. And I think that's one thing that you're going to see here, that you're going to find that through that healing, you may find a new form of love, I think. Not from somebody else, but how you're going to give love and receive it, and how you expect to receive it. You know what I mean? How will the rest of my birthday go today? Oh, because it's your birthday, I'll do yours next, Faith, okay? I'm going to do a simple 3 card. I'm going to see. Oh yeah, the numbers game will be played again, Mr. Smiler. Not anymore. Just didn't work. Huh. I get that. At the end of the day, I get that. I get what you mean. I see what you mean. I can't explain it, but I understand. Mm-hmm. Oh. Don't tell me you got kids with this man. But you know what, girl? Options are going to open up to you. I like that. Oh, but the solitude. But you know what? That's honestly the best. Like for healing, that's kind of what you best need. You know. I like this King of Wands here. I like the confidence that he's saying. He's saying like, you know, it's really focusing on your own self-worth, perhaps, and how you express yourself and who you are as a person, your own integrity. And maybe this engagement didn't necessarily match with that, but I think this may tie into more, you know, hopefully over this time while you are, you know, on your own and, you know, outside of this relationship, you can now fully further develop and figure out and explore who you are, you know. Not yet. No. But it's kind of saying like the options are out there, but you see how she's still like underground and she's like looking up. She hasn't stepped out. She hasn't stepped out yet. Still in the hermit mode, but she's planning, you know. Plan ahead for when you're ready and prepare yourself, because this card is also like a little bit of a warning, because she does say she can get a little too out of hand with her drink. You know, she can have a little too much fun, you know, and you kind of want to, you know, you don't want to do that, but it's yeah. Don't have too much. Don't get too lost in the sauce, as they say. I don't know if I like my camera there. My camera thing there. Anyways, I'll adjust later. But anyways, yeah, there's going to be a strong focus on fully developing yourself independently as you are yourself. So yeah, on point. That's right. I try. That's all I can say. The Five of Pentacles is also concerning. Like I said, like I'm like being left out of something. I think you know, I'm pretty sure calling off an engagement, that I'm sure for a lot of people, like culturally, socially, like there's a lot of like, well, why did that happen? Who did the family and the friends love to pry into like what happened? Why does that? What's going on? What happened? And this, that, whatever. But you have your own reasons. You have your own reasons. Doesn't matter how long you guys have been in a relationship together, how long the engagement has been going on, or how fresh the marriage or the engagement is. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You're a Virgo. I mean, the only way that lines up is with the Hermit. The Hermit's the card associated to Virgo, but I guess the women in it. I'm just trying to reach for symbolic rhyming here. Or synchronicities, as they say. But yeah. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah. So, and again, to anybody that's watching and wants a reading, sorry I take forever to get through one on these, but it's just how I do. I just want to make sure I get through everything, though. Sometimes I ramble too much. Was tough. I would assume, but honestly, it's up to your own. It's your own. It's your own. It's the person you're gonna live a majority of your life with, and I think you should kind of you should be sure. And if an engagement is a pretty okay time to back out of a relationship, you know. So yeah. Okay. So Faith. because it's your birthday, I'm gonna do yours. And then after, we're gonna do another guess the numbers game to see who all would like a reading. Seeing how many people are in the chat. I don't think so. We'll see. Hello, Crystal, 1983. I saw you pop in before, so yeah. But Faith, since it's your birthday, as your birthday gift, I'll give you a free reading here. And then after that, we'll do a guess the numbers game. One more reading and then we'll go. Okay. Right. Okay, everybody okay with that? Right? Yeah. And you're welcome, sweetie. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I have also, I believe I have Fiverr set up, I think, and a website called Hipsy. So if you guys would like a reading outside of when I do live streams, you can support me and get readings through there, if that works. So yeah. Okay, so Faith, expecting someone specific to call or text me today. I'm wondering, will he? First of all, waiting for a man, wasting your birthday, waiting on a man, or are you gonna like go do stuff, you know? I didn't have to, but I wanted to. I'm like, let's see. Let's see here. We're gonna use this one for this one. We're gonna use the Infinite Door Tarot. Well, it's not called a tarot because it's like, look at it. The official name is the Infinite Door, but it's like, is it a tarot or is it an oracle or is it a book? It's a tarot. Which reminds me, there is someone I need to send a birthday gift to. So yeah, it's but it's not with me at the moment, so I can't ship it out just yet. So yeah. Yeah. So anyways, so who is this person you're waiting to receive a call on? What is this for? Is this for work? Is this for is this a friend, an old friend, an ex, a lover? Who are we waiting for? Oh no, I guess the question is, how will the rest of my birthday go today? Hello, what a lovely day, 90. Best friend of mine. How about that? All right, fine. Keep your secrets. I'm just kidding. I'm always hesitant, and I try to be careful when I ask questions like that, and I prompt Clarence for like more information. I'm like, if ever I ask a question that you don't want to answer, you can just answer as you want. You know, I would say, just, you know what I mean. You can refuse to answer if you guys don't want to. You know, you guys are not obligated to. You know, and we can just work around, and you know, because again, private lives. You guys don't know me. I don't know you. You know. Ooh, may I have a message from one of my guides, Lord Osiris? I rarely do readings like that. I rarely do readings connecting to divinity, especially for someone else that's really close to those divinities. I don't feel it's right. I haven't really tried many readings like that, and I don't want to like just do it like that, because that's actual legit divination, communing with the divine, you know, Osiris. Like, you know, I'm like, those are some big shoes to fill. You know. Okay, but back to you, Faith. Back to you. I don't want to get too distracted. How will the rest of my birthday go today? How will the rest of Faith's birthday go today? Oh, we have the Knight of Wands. Fun, sparky, go on an adventure, right? What are you doing? What are you doing today? If not, go and do something. Dropping cards. What is this? The 3 of something. I'm like, what is she? 3 of what? Swords? Cup? No, it's not cups. Pentacles? No. Swords? No. Wands? No. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. Are you the Queen of Pentacles? Hello, Light Blue. Welcome back. I've been seeing his name everywhere, so I'm just curious. What is that? What is that? Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. What is that? Oh my God, what is that? Let me see. I'm like, I believe it might be the Pentacles. Where's that damn guidebook? Can I just say, I've said this in the walkthrough that I did on this video, but I'm very unimpressed with the guidebook. Like, I mean, there's some, I know some people like journals like this, but to me, it just looks unfinished. But let's see. Let's hear. Let's see. I want to say it's the Three of Wands. No, the Three of Pentacles. We'll see. Yeah, that's like the Three of, or maybe it's the Three of Swords then, because I see the tear on the guy's eye, and I'm like, that's probably, no, it's the Three of Pentacles. I said where? Harmony between senses and emotion. A monolithic stone visage emerged out of the still water behind suggests that he is not alone in his efforts. It's a bit of a stretch. Yeah, collaboration. No, I do not see collaboration in this. Just because the person's head is peeking out from there. No, I would say more so, not collaboration in that sense, but more so, I would say, the conscious and the subconscious working together. If we're going that way, I think they do too much. I would have liked a more of a clear indicator. I'm like, I should have known. I did a quick like just flip through, but again, there's so many new ones I can't keep track of them sometimes. But so far, just typical Rider-Waite Smith meaning. I like it. Though sans this card, I'm not gonna read it as like collaboration on big project. I think it's working on big project, you know, with the many facets of yourself working together. Like again, the three-legged stool, the again the head emerging from the deep waters, but this head missing, but using the eyes and the mouth and the tear, with the different senses and the emotions there. I kind of see that part, but I don't necessarily see like, again, multiple different parties working together to for a grand project. You know, I think it's more so grand project that you're working on. You know, so I think taking in this, I think you should direct your whole effort into trying to make this birthday the best day ever. You know, the Knight of Wands suggests going out and doing something, you know, taking action in something. What is it that you like to do? And what are your favorite things that you like to do? You know, what do you have planned for today? You know, are you going to go out to dinner with friends? Are you going to spend time with your family or something? What is it that you're going to do? You know, and the Queen of Pentacles, should be saying, I think it's kind of like you got to invest in she's again, I view her as like the investor. She's and so and but also nurturer. Like she will plant the seeds and make sure it's in the right soil and make sure that they grow properly. You know, I have plans Saturday with my family. Oh, okay. Well, what else do you want to do? You know, how do you expect, you know, we're saying your birthday and today is said day. What are you gonna do? You know. Sorry for the yawn. And so the Three of Pentacles is like, maybe flesh out that plan more, what you're going to do with your family. Maybe. We also have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, which to me is sort of like, what random thing do you want to do that's going to break out of that plan? You know, what do you want to do to maybe change how things are going to pan out? You know, you know, or perhaps, you know, take a chance on something new. It's really trying to urge you to I think, do something. I don't know. To take action in some way. I'm not sure what. Grounding, napping. I mean, she is covered. She is. She is. Yeah. Which I guess that is part of nurturing. That wouldn't be too far off, Faith. Uh, for sure. For sure. Self care as well. Yeah, it's quite the opposite of the two here, working together, going and doing something, or resting and taking care. Take a hot bath. My boyfriend loves to take baths, loves doing baths, and I'm like, and so now I know what, like, get him a bath bomb or something, or a nice soap for him to use in his baths. um, but that's, again, could be a way of self care. So yeah, that could be something, maybe. Hmm? How integral is it of expecting this person to call you? Because if you don't, because again, I'm like, if this is integral to the question itself as well, no, you're a sweetheart. Oh, thank you, Faith. I'm trying. That's all I can say. I think for back to this person calling you though. What's holding you back from calling them? Why don't you reach out to them? If you let me know. So yeah. Okay, there we go. So back to this. Back to the other readings. Not bad. That Three of Pentacles threw me for a loop. Honestly, why does it kind of look like a Four of Pentacles? Anyways. I don't chase, they come to me. Oh, baby. You're missing out then. You're only gathering a certain demographic of men then. Or people or women. I don't know. I don't know what you're into, Faith. No, that's not important. But point is, that's limiting your options, I think. But if you're the Francine, homegirl don't chase, homegirl gets chased. Babe said, homegirl don't chase, homegirl get chased. I look like this. Okay. Oh, yep. You're going to do another guess the numbers game. Exactly, Francine. She's married with kids. Yes. Yes. Okay. I have the numbers. So anybody that would like a reading, now that we're done with Faith, also thank you, Faith, for stopping by. Guess the number. And if not, it doesn't seem like there's that many people in the chat right now. So whoever's in here that wants a reading, Mr. Smiler, if there's no one else in here, we might just do you that wants a reading, because sometimes it's just a few. Oh, thank you, Faith. I'm like, I don't want to show the card yet, but I don't want to hold on to it. Looks like it's just you and me, Mr. Smiler. We may not have to do the guess the numbers game just because of how small the chat room is right now. I said I want to live stream on a Tuesday. I'm like, I have nothing better to do. Might as well. Right? Yeah, 3 other viewers, but those are you, Mr. Smiler. Those are my lurkers. If they're not engaging, they're lurking. Trust. When the guess the numbers game pops up, they be guessing. The people be guessing that want readings. So yeah. What is that? So, Mr. Smiler, it might just be you and me. Well, for the reading, it might just be you, Smiler. So we may not have to do the guess the numbers game, is what I'm saying. We'll see. it seems like it. I mean, how long has it been, I guess? Yeah, I mean, it's been like 2 minutes and there hasn't been any other people. So we're gonna just wait. Where can I wish there was an easier way to, there we go. We're gonna do your reading, Mr. Smiler. Just so that I no longer have to deal with your creepy, ominous presence. I'm just kidding. It's just from the name and the icon picture, I'm concerned. So, Mr. Smiler, what's your question? Something about writing for DC, right? Yeah, working to become a writer for DC Comics. I'd like to see if it's realistic to pursue. Stole the name from a roller coaster. Roller coaster? I'm assuming roller coaster. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, the most of my roller coasters I don't know is like from Magic Mountain and what else? Freaking Disneyland. Okay, so what is your question specifically for this DC writing position? If you can get it, I'd say go for it. I think. Just, but that's just my opinion outside of what the cards are saying. And then we might make your reading the last one because I've been on for almost 2 hours and I don't want these to be too long. But we'll see. We'll see if we'll see how my schedule works out and see if I can even continue doing live streams. But we'll see. God forbid, even though I barely do them anyways. Let's see. I've been trying to find a stable career for a bit since I got laid off a third time. So it's got me thinking I should go for it finally. I mean, do it. I mean, okay, so third time, and how long is the time span here? You know, what are we talking about here? Time span, how long, what's going on, right? I mean, I want to get more into writing. Into what extent as a career, I'm not fully sure, but I do know that it's probably going to be like. Anyway, that's enough about me. But from what little experience and anecdotal evidence that I got, I guess, right? Let's see. But dropping cards here. But my boyfriend did writing. But his writing was for like he was working on a TV pilot, and he but then like as he was working on it and like they were kind of like trying to get it started to get into production and stuff like that, they it fell through. The writing strikes happened, and it was a whole thing, and so he had to switch and focus on getting a job elsewhere, and get a different job. And so, yeah, that though is for TV and media. Comics, a little different. I think you might have a better chance. You should still try to work on a draft, I think. So yeah, let's see. Last year in April, second time was April this year, third time was last week, and now they want me back. The one that just recently fired you. and they want you back. That being said, practically with how things are economically, keep the job. And I should say that at least. And you should try and figure out how you can make time to work on you writing for comics, right? Writing for DC and doing that. Yeah. I mean, listen, you got to try. And you can even try with just simple, like, honestly, fan fiction, even. And not to, like, try and, like, demean your work, but I mean. Okay, good. But I mean, you should still try writing it. You should at least try it and put it out there, because again, you can't say you didn't try at least, you know. So you should, if this is something that you really wanted to, then yeah. And especially if it's like, what is the job that what were the jobs that you what were the type of jobs that you did before, you know, what were the types of the past 3 jobs, you know? Okay. I'm all like, UPS is usually, that's a good job. They got good benefits with the union stuff, right? And then the sandpaper manufacturer, that I don't know, but there we go. Yeah, you should start. You should share them online. I've been tossing this idea in my head, but I'm just so like, I dread the act of writing so much that I don't end up writing anything at all. And so, but I'm thinking, you know, whatever I do write, I just want to like post online somewhere, like chapter by chapter, kind of like publish it piece by piece, episodically, maybe. And you could try that maybe online on online forums or spaces with stuff, you know. I think maybe, I don't know how that works, but I guess it would let at least your work be out there if you self-publish things like that. I don't know. I don't know. That's just an idea that's been in my head. I was like, maybe. I'm like, I believe other people have done it before, but I'm like, I don't know much experience in actually doing it. And that's one thing. And then adding it to build up to DC Comics. Anyways, enough of that. Let's actually get to the reading, shall we? I like this. Hello, Megan. Oh. Go for it. I like how it's just like, it's kind of saying, do it. It's kind of saying like what I've been saying. Oh yeah. Go for it, Mr. Smiler. Do it. Do it. Even if it's, and here's the thing. I am a horrible critic. in the sense that I feel like I can be too critical of things. And so take this opinion with a grain of salt. But honestly, there's a lot of like, and I'm not saying that you're going to put out bad stuff. I'm not saying that, but I will say that it's like there are some big stinkers that get published. You can put out anything at this point, and you shouldn't be afraid to. I think there are books that I read that I was like, "What?" I was like, "This? We're talking about this?" I'm like, right. And so, even fan fiction is now being focused on and looked at for publishers and companies to market and spread in mass media. I think one of the most recent ones, like just the other day or last week or so, a book called Alchemized was like really being pushed by Barnes and Noble, and I think online on social media. And that book is just fan fiction. I believe it's a fan fiction of, I can't remember what, and they just changed it to they changed like characters and certain things. I think maybe character names. I can't remember, for copyright reasons, but they kept the story the same, and it got published, and it's apparently it's not good. But who am I to say? I didn't read it, and I really don't have an urge or desire to read things like that. I think what I think I just don't like. I don't like fan fiction, and when I know something is fan fiction, I step back. I take a step back. I'm like, wait, don't force me to read that, please. But either way, but I can't like go full on like this is the worst writing ever, because guess what? They at least made something, and they wrote something, and they put it out there. The way fan fiction writers put in the work, undervalued in my opinion, despite the quality that comes out in my opinion. But still, like I said, who am I to judge? I haven't published anything. Okay. To make the stories I want to see published, so if it has haters, I would be none too surprised if if I'm told I have a lot of hot takes when it comes to stuff. LOL. I'm like, like I said, it could be, and just as long as it's not like regressive. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the thing. And I think as long as you're able to stick to, no, that's not the right thing to say, I don't think. But let's bring it back to the cards here real quick. So far with the Ace of Tides, it's a great opportunity. It's something you really care about. There's a lot of emotional investment here, but the Ace of Tides is just a start, and it is very watery. You also need the other elements coming in here to work with you, especially because we have even more water with the Hanged One, which is like waiting and taking that time and stepping back, and waiting and musing on things and being like, what if, or how about I do this, or speculating, just purely speculating and thinking. You're too much in the internal headspace here. It's a meditative card. It's a wait for the right moment type thing. And it's like with writing, you have to keep writing. You have to write. You have to just sit down and do it. That is one of the things that I've just learned, that like once I start doing it, I find that I can't stop, and I work too much with writing, which is why I don't write. And I just hate my feelings for writing is mixed, to say the least. But which is why I was like kind of dreading my English class, because I get stuck with this myself. I may be projecting a bit too much into this reading of my own ideas and my own experiences here with writing. But the Hangman is definitely like where I get stuck, brainstorming, thinking too much, overthinking things, like and rather than actually getting to work, the great work, which is an extra card here. But I love the idea, of here. You can definitely fit the phrase, Rome wasn't built in a day, but they were making bricks like every day. I think that's the phrase. I don't know. It wasn't, but they were making bricks. They were working, Sure, it doesn't take, it's not going to be done overnight, but you got to put in the work, We also have here the page of spires who and the swords are purely focused on well, not purely focused, what am I saying? The swords are mostly focused and have a strong emphasis, I should say, on writing, communication, and all that. And so the page of spires, you see this person in a hot air balloon. We see the perspective of being high up in the air, slowly moving through the breeze and high up in the mountain peaks. And that's still kind of reiterating what's going on here with the Hanged Man. The writing is it's the work that needs to be done. Write, edit, reread, do some more edits again, and then post it. And then that's it. That's, I think, what I'm probably maybe gonna do with my fiction that I want to write. But that's when I have enough self-esteem and confidence to do it, you know. But that's sometimes it just you just have to. But I'm like, it's probably going to be cringe. It's probably going to be embarrassing. It's probably going to be bad. But that hasn't stopped other people from sharing theirs, you know. But I think that's what it is. It's what you're saying. Ultimately, I'm writing to make the stories I want to see published, and I'm like, it's kind of like I'm kind of in the same vein. It's more so I want to write stories that I want to share. You know what I mean? There's a story that I have that I want to share. It's, or something like that. It's along those lines. Not that it varies, but yeah. Anyways, do it. Go for it. Make sure you keep that job, and hopefully, the more you publish and the more you put out, the more it'll be recognized, and that's how you build your body of work. Essentially, the more you write, the more it'll develop, and the more it'll change and morph and refine itself. And the more you edit it, it's yeah. So yeah, it's on your spare time, you should do more writing, perhaps, and actually try publishing or posting things somewhere on the internet that may allow for stories to be shared. So yeah, again, even if it is problematic or whatever, I'm like, it's a creative outlet, I think, and you should at least try and put out. Just don't put out, well, I say no matter how problematic or whatever, but I'm like, I'm of two minds, because it's like, on one hand, it's like, don't be, queerphobic or racist or anything like that, but also it's like, wait, that's like, sometimes that adds conflict, and it depends on how you work with that. And this is turning into a whole different live stream. Anyways, the cards are saying it looks like a good thing. I think if you really care about it, and this is something that you really want to do, and this is something that you're really interested in, you should do it. I'm like, I'm not sure about DMing publishers. I would say emailing would be a little more professional, or DM asking, or like being like, hey, I sent you an email. Could you, I do that more maybe, and with an attached PDF of that. But I'm sure they get tons of those as well from other people. But you should, yeah, entire storyline. I like that, Anyways, okay. I've been on for about an hour and 45. I think we're gonna call it a day. I'm gonna try going. I don't know. We'll see when I go live again. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I go live. I will be doing more in-person readings in I'm going to say the SLO County area. I'm going to work up on that. I'm going to build up on doing that. And we'll see what happens with this channel, honestly. I might do a separate video yapping about this. But yeah, but I do have other videos uploading right now, or that will be public in the next few days. So let me know what y'all think. So yeah, there you go, Mr. Smiler. And thank you everyone for stopping by. And sorry, Megan, I'm gonna hop off so I can finish some homework. I have homework to do, and I'm using this as procrastination. But yeah, I'll see you when I can go live again. Like I said, I have sites that you can click on and get my I believe Hipsy. I have that, but I haven't really pushed that for people to know. I have Fiverr as well if you guys would like to get a paid one-on-one reading, so it's not like live, it's more, I can focus more on you and talk with you that way. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget, like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you all in the next whatever. I'm like, maybe the next Instagram story I post. We'll see. Anyways, thank you everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.